What is going on today? Well, when it rains, it pours, and the Lollipop mics are coming in. If you've got some MXLs, I've got those almost all sorted out. But I thought, I did an MXL last night. It's a pair. I finished those. I have another pair of MXLs I've got to get done so they can go out tomorrow. But I wanted to share one of my favorites. This is from my friend Mark. Mark knows I'm always enthusiastic about these. As you can tell, these don't have the same kind of lollipop grills as the I'm just having a brain freeze here. Oh my god. Not the pinnacles. Oh my god. Anyways, I just really had a brain freeze. I'm just fucking doing it last night. Oh my god. I'm already like, is it that late already? Oh my god. Cascades. Jesus Christ. So anyways, which came first? Probably the Cascades. But these all probably come from the same place in China. The gaps have varied in these ones. I know the Cascades, I was really impressed with the gap being 6.3. These Nadys are so interesting because they were sold at Best Buy. I remember seeing these at Best Buy for like $30. I guess the reputation of these at the time they weren't that good. And obviously they have Chinese ribbons in them, which aren't that good. But what Cascade did by putting Lindell transformers in them, maybe changing up the grill, Pinnacle, Golden Age, they all do these. They ended up being okay, but once you put a great ribbon in this, what I'm going to do to this one, then you start selling like a $1,200 mic. And it really always comes down to the ribbon. But man, they got it right. I love these on guitars. I love these on drums. Not the last ones, but I did a pair for my friend Gus. He plays in Roger Waters' band. So those were probably one of the first ones I'd done, and I was just blown away on how good they sound. So my friend Mark, or Mr. Friedman, to his familia, sent me this, and he actually hooked me up with some cool pics. I'm assuming that's his band, The Slip. Maybe add them on Instagram. Very fucking cool. And he sent me this card with it. How rad is that? It says, "Fix a Man Hand Solo." How fucking cool is that? Looks totally OG. Empire Strikes Back. So he sent me a little card with this. That was very sweet. I love it. Love it. Fix a Man Han Solo. All right. Well, I'm Fix a Man Manny. I guess that makes sense. So anyways, thank you, Mark. I don't know if he's on this or he's on my Instagram social media, but I'm going to send him a message about this and probably share the link with him. So you cannot find these anymore. I don't know what to say except, man, I had searched for these for a while and I want to find one and I can't. If there is one that shows up, if there is one that shows up on eBay, it's like anywhere between $50 and $75. These are just, paperweights to people, I guess. Or people have them. I think producers probably have them and they're just probably a little bit embarrassed. I don't know. But I really dig these. So and these are RSM4s, which are around a few weeks ago, or maybe even a week ago. I can't now, I'm just a blur of microphones. The RSM5s are shaped like an egg, and it has that kind of a bold, it almost looks like an egg. But this one was just cool because look at that profile. That is so cool to put up on a guitar. Now my ribbons that I put on these are really resilient and they're close to Royers. So you can get away. I would use a pop filter, but you can get this right up on a rig, on the drums. Super fucking cool. Um, but yeah, I think these are probably the little, top. One of my it's it's not on anyone's list. This isn't vintage. It isn't sought after. No one gives a fuck. If you looked on Google searches for RSM4s, there's probably two every year. But I can't tell you enough on how cool these are. They're made awesome. The massive grill makes them sound good. These are figure-8 ribbons. Once again, the only thing that's wrong with this mic is just the ribbon. And that's where I come into play. If you find these and you have, I mean, dude, if you found a lot of these, I don't mean a lot of them, I just mean a lot, it would be so killer to, have an army of wicked ribbons like this that are affordable. Maybe look on Facebook Marketplace, maybe like 30 bucks, 40 bucks, I don't know. But these are really cool. They come with like a leather bag or I don't know, vinyl. And then this one comes with a clip inside. So in the box, that fits really snug in there. So they're really, they're put together well. And they sold at Best Buy for like 30 bucks. And he sent me a Han Solo card. Fix the man Han Solo. I love this, man. Thank you so much. Empire Strikes Back. How fucking cool is that? Hold on a second. Let me put this on my console. That's right, mine. I got not a console. It's a mastering desk. Okay, so it's late. It's 10 o'clock my time. I had a very insane day today. I have an insane day tomorrow. I've got to go out to a really, really super cool studio out in the desert. Like Billy Gibbons records there. The guy that I know, he tours with Guns N' Roses. He actually got a guitar from Slash. Slash, came off the stage of like a tour maybe 3 years ago and just said, "Hey, dude, here you go, man," and fucking hooked him up with one of his fucking Les Pauls. Wow. So, anyways, he contacted me to do some ribbons, and he's been sending so much messages asking me if I do a Manny's mic locker out there, and I did 2 MXLs for him, and it isn't that far. I mean, really, Indio for me is it's a little bit over an hour drive, maybe hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes if there's no traffic. So I'm going to drop the mics off to him, and then I'm just going to shoot a little episode with him. So hopefully that comes out in a few weeks, depending when I edit it. But I still have a tall order of MXLs to finish. And before we get started on this bad boy, you know what time it is. It's time to get a little bit of my Topo Chico. And what's so funny? He wrote me and he's like, "Yeah, we'll have some food for you, and we got you some Topo Chico." And I was like, "I love it." Okay, let's have a drink, and we're gonna do this Nady RSM4. We're gonna make this motherfucker sound fucking awesome. You can't do much with the ribbon as is right now. I mean, I can run the whole list down of all the companies that have Chinese ribbons in them. MXLs, obviously the Nadys. I don't know anything about Pinnacles, but I think Cascades were they all have this transducer inside. Just made, the golden ages that he did are identical to the Apex 210s that were Chinese made mics. I mean, down to everything I remember, and this was the early 2000s. It was the only ribbon mic that was kind of started to get mass produced. It had a big hourglass shaped ribbon transducer that was kind of like 88 R84s. But at hand right now, I will say you can find these for 30 bucks, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, 75 bucks. Maybe someone has a pair for 100 bucks. Now, My upgrade for each one of these is $250, and I'll include the shipping back to you, and I'll insure the mic, and I'll insure the cost of what I've done for you. Then once you get the mic, because these are passive, not active, there's no, if you use phantom power on this, you're going to blow it. If you get this mic and you take it out of the package and then you accidentally phantom power it, literally after I've sent it to you, all you have to do is send it back to me. You cover $30 for the ribbon, and you cover the postage. So once you get these, you could just use them any way you want. I mean, I'm saying blow them, but like just short of running it over with your car and flattening it out, I'm not going to fix that. But you can use these and use them on drums, guitars. And after a while, after a year, you can say, hey, Manny, can you give this a tune-up and send it back to me, and I'll change the ribbon in it. So then if you're asking the question, if you don't know, and you're like, well, Manny, that's a lot of money. I can get these for $30. Yeah, but they sound like $30. No, I should take that back. Maybe when you put these on a great drummer, it's probably going to sound okay. But once you get a ribbon that's tuned up and has what I put in kind of a really resilient Royer type of a ribbon, you're going to put this in front of a drum set and you're going to be like, holy fuck, that sounds amazing. And you hear the drummer. It's almost like the human air. Ribbons are a computer's best friend. And of course now they cost anywhere from, like, this is $30 all the way to $5,500. If there's something really vintage, it could be more. The more the money is, or the more the cost, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to sound any better. Some of it is the vintage value, but these are not vintage. These are in the world of, we don't give a fuck about Nady RSM4s, but I do. And I can tell you, a pair of these on a drum set, John Bonham style, is fucking ridiculous. Put this on a guitar, amazing. And that's where this comes into play. So if you say, like, okay, Manny, I bought this for, let's say, $100. You bought this. Then you pay me $250. That's $350. That's a fucking lot of money. Well, guess what? There's not another mic out there you can get that's going to sound better than me putting a ribbon in this and that mic. If you go, well, Manny, you can get a Cascade for $350 to $400 or $500, maybe even a Pinnacle, maybe even a Golden Age. Well, guess what? They've all got the same Chinese ribbon in them. So go ahead, buy it. It's going to sound good. But if you give me, like the other day, I did a Golden Age that was, it was the same like a Victor, which is a Cascade. It was same like an Apex 210, but it was made by Golden Age. That mic, once I put the ribbon in it, sounds fucking incredible. Prior to that, it sounds just okay. And what you get out of a ribbon that's better is clarity, definition, tight low end. And if I put a resilient ribbon in it that can take more sound pressure, you can't put this on a guitar. In its, I haven't even opened it up yet, but in its true form of the ribbon that came with it, it would not hold up well with guitars. It's going to be flapping around in there. And also the tape that's holding the screen on underneath this, they always go bad. So you got to replace the front side and the back side. Once you get all that in order, you have a pretty sick fucking mic. Pardon my French. All right. Really gonna do it? Let's do it. I started this. That means I gotta finish it. Fucking shit. So if you think this is gonna somehow get more exciting than this, I'm sorry. There's always that guy in Pakistani. He's getting a alternator and rebuilding it with hand tools and just fucking sheer brute. Or when they make a battery, you know, or not a battery, what is it? Like an like an alternator, man. They rebuild that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, should he make, what was it? It's always like, should he make $50 an hour? Would you buy this? I've had some motors rebuilt for electronics. I had a tape machine, and if you build the motor wrong, it's a waste of money. the biggest thing I used to have a JH24. The capstan motor would go bad, and there was a place in Hollywood that used to do them, and then they went out of business. Obviously, you know, that sucks when that happens. And I found another place and had them rebuild it, and it never did work. And I ended up having to find a old school one, put it in, and then it worked. All right, so these have 3 screws, which I believe I just did them. All right. It's a little different. It's got a little ground wire. All right, that's right. So, okay, now here's a perfect example too. If you can see that ribbon in there, it's completely dull. The reason it's dull is the aluminum, the impurity, may not even be aluminum, but the plastics inside this probably sat for months. It's almost like an acid burn. It eats and corrodes the ribbon. So that thing is wasted. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk shit. And I'm not talking shit because I'm just like, oh man, whatever I do is fucking better. I'm just saying, man, to tell the whole world, I can't scream enough. Ribbon mics are just a magnet, a ribbon, and a transformer. The designs matter, but spending $1,400 to $1,500, if you don't have any money, we can't afford that kind of stuff. Buy these mics for cheap. You can upgrade the ribbons, and you have a dynamite microphone. All right, so we're gonna open this guy up. I do have to remove the screen behind this, so we're gonna undo that. That's why I'm tripping balls. I don't have my glasses on. I was like, why is everything fucking weird? There, better. Now everything's still fucking weird, and oh shit, we're missing a screw. Holy cows. Oh, we're missing 2 screws. Oh, that's why. I got these screws from the head basket, and they were different sizes. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Why would they do that? Well, what it is, these 2 screws were the screws missing from there, and he only has 1 basket screw. Let me see if I got a basket screw. I'm missing a screw, but in my brain. All right, let me see if I got one in here. If I got one in here, then I can put those back in. If I don't, then I don't. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it is important. All right, what do you got there? Is that one? All right, well, look at what we got there. That's something. We'll see if that fits. Oh, yeah, I think we got some, man. We'll see what fits. So I'm going to just grab a few here. That looks like a candidate. You know what I'm trying to Okay, I'm not going to do a long hunt for this, but those are possibilities. One's a flathead. I don't really want to do that. That one is too small. I'm pretty positive. Yo, 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 what's up? The Absurdist. Thank you for tuning back in. I didn't mean to interrupt what you were watching there. I don't know if what you're watching here is going to be any better, but we're going to try. I figured out that there was 2 screws missing in this Nady And someone basically grabbed the screws that were holding the transducer in and put them to hold the basket in. But I'm just wondering if I could maybe find an alternate here. Let me see here. Let me have one. I gotta get them right. If you look at what I'm doing, I'm just hunting for a screw. I was missing 2 screws, but I'll try those and see which ones fit. I think it's more important that, I may split the difference. I'll put 1 screw back in the transducer that was missing, and I'll keep the head basket down to 2 screws if those screws don't work. That is a little bit of a bummer, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. I didn't make this mic. Yeah, so that's what happened here. This one probably went in there. This one probably went in there. They're flatheads. Yeah, I know this is kind of screwy, but we'll see. I don't want these to get confused in the hoopla, but we'll put them over here. Let me see if those even fit. No, that doesn't fit. Oh, that's the flathead one, that's why. No, that is. Oh, that's why it didn't fit. That's the wrong one. So anyways, this is missing 2 screws in the transducer. Someone took off. All right, that works. All right, that works too. So we will see. We will see what's gonna work here. I mean, it isn't like you're gonna be throwing this mic and you want to, if it breaks, but it is nice to have all the screws that were meant for the unit. So this is a ribbon mic that people can buy for close to nothing. And if you do it properly with a good ribbon, it could sound like a $1,200 ribbon mic. It sounds like some kind of black magic. I'm trying to sell you some kind of snake oil potion or something. Hey, do your mic with me and you'll get lucky. No, it's just not gonna work that way. You're gonna be over at a bar having a drink. So yeah, I got a Nady RSM4. What? You do? Yeah, got 2 actually. Well, I'm coming over. Let's check them out. I mean, man, that's the way it works. If that's the way it works, on your profile, you love camping, playing tennis, and you got 2 RSM4s, you're gonna get lucky. Post it, put it in there. Go to your profile right now, add that, and we'll just see if you get lucky. Oh, you gotta do that one there. All right. So we got our 4 screws out of here. That did work. But when I put this mic back together, technically on the screws that go into the body, we may have to get that sorted out later. Obviously, it came with 2 screws missing there, but it had all the 3 screws in the head basket. But obviously, those 2 screws were taken out and put in the head basket because they wanted all the screws in the head basket. I'm not sure why they did that, because it looks like this was never worked on. Still has original tape, so I don't know why someone opened it up, and I don't know. We need a shot right now. Topo Chico. If you're joining me live, Luke B, if you're joining me live, you can add me. You can like. I'm a Topo Chico whore. You can buy me a Topo Chico. Below the description is a thanks icon. And actually, you could become a member. I've got 6 members right now, and I know them all. And when I do some really cool videos or some updates, I can post a video and just post it to the members. So if you want to help me out and you can afford it, I think it's the price of a coffee. So if I was a bud and you knew me and I would be like, hey dude, let's hang out, and you're like, oh, I got you this time, man, I'll get you some coffee. It's kind of the same thing, except I don't get a coffee and you don't. But hopefully I'll have some cool content that you'll be like, that's the shit. Let's look at this real quick. It's kind of a, what's going on here? This Nady's a little bit different. Alright. Well, that's a perfect example of the tape already coming off. So we're going to remove that. And I'll put new tape on. Doesn't even, I mean, it didn't even stick. It's already like already goopy, and now you get that fucking tape shit going on where it's like sticking everything and the guitar cables. I think that's what we got going on here. You know, Sherman. All right, so right now we're gonna. So here's what's interesting. That looks a little bit shiny. Maybe it's just the screen. They don't look too bad. These magnets are pretty fucking strong. Okay, so we need to make a little room for Manny to work here. This is like a ground loop, like a humbucker, this one that goes around. It's cool. I like it. Once again, I like the design of these. These are fucking cool. Luke B. Conditions and ribbons are awesome. But why is the SM57 the most used mic of all time? You know, honestly, it gets the job done. I think like Tame Impala and bands like that, they just throw 57 up on something and it works. It's durable. It's got a sound. I have a few 57s, and then my favorite mic is a Shure 56, which is like Van Halen era. I mean, I gotta say, that 56 sounds fucking insane good. People talk shit. I mean, Steve Albini showed me how to record, and he hated 57s. I don't have a problem with 57 on a snare. I think almost every record I've ever done, it's on a snare. But of recent, I've been using a Peluso P414, which is insane. That's a condenser. But man, so that ribbon is kind of tweaked out, but as you can tell, it's very dull. So all I can say is that it's not a pure aluminum ribbon, because I've never had my ribbons discolor like that. And there's a chemical maybe in the packing material that eats up chrome. I'm just not sure. I know, man. Steve Albini. So, you know, Steve, obviously influential on me. I met him in 1997. And he recorded my band's second record in 1998. I flew out to the studio and he showed me how to record, probably sometime in 1998 or 99. My band opened up for Shellac in the early 2000s. And I went to Steve Albini's wedding in Honolulu, Hawaii. And I spoke with him right before his passing. You know, people, you can say all you want. I'm over here talking about these MXLs. Well, I made one for him and Kim Deal for electrical audio. And I called him because I'd sent it out. And he goes, "Hey, man, we used it on her new record. It sounded awesome." And then Greg Norman sent me a picture of them using on a drum set at electrical. So I love the fact that one of my MXL R144s is floating around electrical and that Greg Norman uses it. I'm over the moon that Steve Albini was kind enough to tell me that he enjoyed using it and that he used it with Kim Deal. So yeah, I spoke to him maybe about a month and a half before his passing. So yeah, it was pretty intense. I mean, I took it pretty hard. And then they had a gathering in Chicago. I just didn't have the money to do it. His wife had put together this whole show, and it was so amazing with Fred Armisen and all these people. And it was like 3 days of like talking out on the lake about Steve. It was basically on his birthday. So it was kind of a celebration, not really like a funeral. I'm sure they had a funeral, but now it's more about a celebration and remembering of Steve. So yeah, Steve. Ribbon mic. Clean my brain for a second. All right, let's see. We got some questions here. But yes, I would consider Steve a great friend. I was a total knucklehead when I first started, and he showed me how to record, and then he was never ever once bitched me out, but I would like call electrical and be like, "Is Steve there?" It'd be like Chicago time, like maybe 11, and or 11 or 1. I'd try to get him before he did the session. And he's like, "Hello, Steve," and I'd be like, "Hey man, this is Manny from LA." He's like, "What's up, rocker?" And call me a rocker because I lived in LA. I said, "Steve, I know this is a stupid question, man. How do you record a stand-up bass?" Well, first of all, you got to da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da. And then like, "Hey, Steve, how do you record a sitar? Hey, Steve, how do you record violins?" Like whatever it was, I could call him up. And then this guy named Dave Sardi, who's one of the sickest fucking producers, hired me to do a record, which is crazy because Dave Sardi does, he did Jed and Marilyn Manson, and he was one of the biggest rock and roll producers out there, and he hired me to do a record, and I was going to, I think it was like Hollywood Recorders. I've never been, at that time, I'd never worked in a studio outside my own studio, so I didn't know what mics to use, and I said, "Hey, Steve," and I called my friends that were like the guys out here that are big producers. I know a lot of them. And I was like, "Hey man, Dave Sardi's got me going into Hollywood Recorders. I have no idea what that mic locker's about because all I have is like buyer mics and I have all the fucking cool indie affordable mics. But when you go into a nice studio that they've dropped $500,000 on microphones, there are some mics in there I wouldn't know." So I hit up all my buds locally, and they were just like, "Yeah, man, just use your vibe, man. Just go in, yeah, just it's got a tube." And no one fucking told me shit. I call up Steve, and I'm like, "Hey, Steve, man, I hate to bother you. I'm going in the studio. It's really nice. And I don't know what the fuck to grab out of the mic locker." He's like, "All right, first you got to do is you got to get a FET 47. Every studio has one. You put that on the kick drum. Then you can grab, KM84 or an AKG 451. If they've got a C12 and he just went through all the mics of what you could use them on and what you can get out of the session. And so when I went down to that studio, I didn't know what they even look like. I just, oh, that's FET 47. Okay, I'll put that on the kick drum. Oh, that's a C12. Yeah, let's put that as a mono overhead. Two C12s, stereo overheads. I mean, I literally had no idea, you know, what they even look like. And yeah, Steve is the only guy that told me what to use, how to use it. And when I did that live setup for Dave Sardi, the band came in and he sat at the console. It was a Neve console. I think Slayer did their Rain and Blood record at this place. And the band played, and he turned around and shook my hand. He goes, "That was the best setup I've ever heard." And, I'm good at recording bands live. And Dave telling me that was fucking mind-blowing, because I wanted to work with Dave initially. The reason I even know who Dave was, there was a band called Bark Market. They had a record called Elron, and God, I forget the name of them. Stereo Intellect, more sharp. But anyways, I wanted to work with Sardi, because he was in Bark Market. It was one of my favorite bands that were signed to Rick Rubin's label. And that was the connection to him doing records for Rick Rubin, like mixing Rain and Blood. And whatever Rick did, he put his band Bark Market on his own label, American. And that's how I knew Dave Sardi. And ironically, when I went to master Kim Deal from the Breeders record I had done with her, and I worked with Steve on that record with her too. Oh shit, that was just coming off too. I get it. Oh shit, they're both. They're not brass. Interesting. Okay. That's why they isolated it. So these are totally isolated because usually this has a brass plate and the ground is screwed into this transducer, which makes this whole thing a ground loop. But they're isolating it, and basically this is part of the ground loop that's connecting them. That was interesting. I didn't notice that before. But anyways, yeah, so when I went to master at Abbey Road with Kim Deal, Sardi was there working with Oasis, and he didn't know I was there. And I remember I was with Steve Rook mastering, and he told me Dave Sardi was in the Beatles room. So I just called him. Someone answered the phone in the control room, wherever he was at, and they said, Manny's on the line. And he's like, "Hey man, how'd you know I was here?" I'm like, "Fucking Dave, I'm in the mess hall, man, meet me." And he met me down there, and then he took me in to the Beatles room, and they were working with Oasis. All the guys from Oasis were there. I was like, holy fucking shit, I'm hanging out with all the guys in Oasis. He took me downstairs. They were using a microphone that John Lennon had used on Sgt. Pepper's. All the vintage drum sets were there. It was just pretty fucking epic. And so yeah, Dave was a badass. So really quick on this foil, as you can tell, it's kind of shiny, and then the other side, it's like fucking dull, and it's some kind of erosion. Once again, it's obviously not pure aluminum. It must have some kind of metal, or I'm not even sure. It's almost like plasticky, weird. Well, anyways, that's what you get in, or at least a long time ago, in Cascades. And I don't know if Pinnacle is just ordering them up. And see this transducer? That's what I'm talking about. Forever, you'll get that transducer. They're all like that. So the common denominator is they're all built in China. They all have the same transducers But if you have me put a rib in it, like the way a Kohl's or a, you know, Bayer or an AEA, it makes a difference. It's a massive difference. All right, so let's work on this bad boy. One of my favorite mics, an RSM4, Nady. No one's looking for these, but you cannot fucking find them. I don't know. I mean, I buy them when I see them on eBay, but they had to have made millions of them or something, man. But they're just, people threw them away or something. I don't know what. It's a shame. If you have a studio and that's sitting in your like whatever, don't give a fuck mic part of the locker, grab it, send it to me, have me re-ribbon it, and you'll be going, that's fucking insane, man. You'll say it just like that. All right, so I undid these screws because I took out the screen, and now you can see I have access to the back. Screws and shit's gonna fall in there anyway, so I'd rather have that open up so I don't have a problem. I feel like today is like a Saturday or something. I'm pretty positive today is a Monday. But because I do this all the time, it almost doesn't matter. Oh man, it's so good. Sorry about the burps and hearing me swallow. Drinking, it's gross, but what am I gonna do? Tomorrow I do have to bring up my cameras and my lavaliers and do my full setup. I'm trying to get a setup in here that I've got to get. I think my Pro Tools software has to get updated on my laptop. I have an Evo. I'm going to try to see if I can go live with being able to do sessions and you guys can hear what I'm doing and then see visually what I'm up to. I think that would be fucking fun. And I used to do that with Produce Like a Pro. Warren had that whole setup. But I don't know. We're going to see what's up. Just like Stereo Intellect said, what's up? I'm saying what's up. And if you can, add me, subscribe. I only have 6 members, but if you can become a member, that would be cool. I want to do videos. I can release them to only members. If I do a live, and I could time it because my friend Joey's in Europe, my friend Paul's in Europe. Maybe come on at a mutual time in the day. We can all get together and talk some shit. All right, so I'm gonna clean this transducer motor because it looks like, I don't know, it looks kind of, it's weird. It looks old. Okie dokie. Now we have to figure out the gap. If you know the game, most ribbon mics, at least of the Chinese ones, the gap is the distance between the two magnets. And there are millimeters. On the low side, it's maybe like 4.909, and then on the upper side, it may be about 5.5 millimeters. So before I measure it out, anybody want to make a guess? I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say 520 on the gap. Anybody want to make a guess? It won't be more than, I mean, I can't imagine that would be 6 millimeters, but the Cascades, or the Fatheads, are almost 6.5 millimeters, which is fucking crazy. I don't know if this is the same. I don't know. All right, you got about 5 seconds to put up a guess. Usually between 4.9 millimeters to 5.5 millimeters is usually one of these. But I just did some fatheads that were above 6 millimeters, so I don't know. All right, let's just do it. Fuck it. You son of a bitch. My battery's going out on this guy. $530? I forgot what I said. I think I said $520. $529. All right, $530. You could say. Pretty good gap. I like it. So, Mr. Mark, thanks again for sending this my way. Like I said, I don't own this mic. I had some mics for sale earlier in the week, but I'm grateful that they're both gone. Super cool mics. Oh man, I'm feeling it today. Jeez. I got a long drive out to the desert tomorrow, but I'm gonna come in here maybe about 6 or 7 in the morning and try to finish up some loose ends. Some mics have to go out. I have really some nice folks that have trusted me with their stuff. I have some things arriving at the post office as well. So I think before I make my way out to the desert, I'm going to try to pick up those things at the post office. Just want to make everyone happy. This is a little happy river. Put a little happy bird right there. Just put a little happy mountain range. A little bush right there. All right. So now we need to cut the ribbon. I think I used the last of my pieces of ribbon. So we are on to a new sheet that is foil sandwiched in between paper, which makes it workable, which means if it was just a foil by itself, it'd be scary. So this is what I'm going to work. This is going to go inside the microphone, and it's going to make it work. Without foil, the microphone's not going to work. So let's see, 5:30. Right, to prepare this paper, because I'm going to make the measurement from that edge, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off to start taking away. Well, before I even do that, oh, where's my scissors? Hold on a second. Logan is on YouTube. What's up? I know it's Mike Madness. Once again, I started doing these lives just, I don't know what I was thinking. I just did them. I was making videos of doing the same thing, but no one's commenting. I'm just like talking here by myself, and I can't remember why I went live, but after I went live, man, I met so many cool people that actually sent me some microphones, and I felt like I kind of connected more with people on the live, as opposed to, you know, I'm still doing videos, I'm still going to make content tutorials, I'm still doing the mic locker videos, But coming in and just connecting my iPhone and start working on something has been a really nice, pleasant surprise of how much I enjoy this. I really do. I mean, God, man, if you guys quote me on the shit that I say, that's the only problem. My wife went to listen to it and she's like, why are you saying fuck all the time? I'm like, because I say fuck all the time. Yeah, first thing I did when she turned it on, I was like, fuck, 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 fuck. And she's like, she's Filipino. And she's American, but they're very kind, trusting, God fearing people, and they're very honest. Like, I would never be able to be a bank robber with my wife because she would just, the cop pulls us over. What you guys been up to? She'd be like, we robbed the bank. What? Just, she's never gonna lie. She does not fucking lie. So I would get busted. You know, I'm not gonna ever I mean, what did I do with her one time? I went to like a supermarket and she likes Avian water. So I bought the Avion. It was one of those like 6 packs, and it wasn't the biggest ones. It was like the mid-size Avian waters. So I think we're at Smart and Final, and she's with me, and it was like a 6 pack of water, and so I think the bill came out to be like $100 and something. So I'm scanning it. I scan the big old 6 pack of water, and then we get to the car, and she's like, "Hey, how much was that Avion?" I go, it was like $16, I think. She's like, they only charge you like 3 something. And I was like, huh. I go, I scanned it, and then so I had the package right there, and I looked at it, and what had happened is the bottom of the bottle has its own barcode, and whatever way I don't know when they pack them what happens, but as I ran it through, and obviously you always scan the bottom, it only read the bottle but did not read the whole 6 pack, and I was like, oh fuck. And then she's like, you're gonna have to go back there. I was just like, babe, it's fucking late, we're going home. But anyways, she gave me shit about that. I don't know what to say except, I scanned it, we're on our way home, but yeah, I'm admitting to scanning it, and then somehow it only scanned one of them. So then after that, every time I've gone back to Smart and Final and get those, she's like, let me see the bill, the receipt, $16. She's like, okay. So for the rest of my life, man, I can never, ever, better not come home with the 6 pack of Avion bottled water that shows only one being scanned, because the bottle had been switched its orientation on the bottom. And so when I scanned it, instead of scanning the bottom of it, which is 16 for all, it only scanned one. That may be a life hack for someone if they want to ever do that, but I can't. I'll get in fucking trouble. And I don't want trouble. Alright, what do I need? I need a license. Well, where are you in Latin America? I mean, I can't do anything about that. I don't know if you want to come over here to the U.S., man. I kind of think about, my friends that have just said fuck it and they live in Guadalajara or Mexico City, and it's another thing, man. It's another fucking thing. Alright, so we're going to cut this. Now I'm just going to cut off one of the edge so I can then start working this way as I work with it. So this is 5 inches, I think, by 3 inches. Technically, it was a massive sheet. I want to say I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I got 6 of these sheets out of one, and then I make smaller portions of it because this foil is incredibly expensive and it gets ruined really easy. And I'd rather take my chance on ruining a smaller bit than to be working in the bigger one and have it fucking fuck up. Let's see. There is a reason some wives are called our better halves. So I know, man. My fucking wife is just like, and she always asks me, let me see the receipt. I'm like, it says fucking $16. Believe me, I don't even know how I didn't even know how, when they're packed up in plastic, you can't turn the bottle. So I mean, it was just, I don't know. Maybe I should go to Smart and Final and tell them like, hey. But I mean, you know how there's the scales are sensitive. Like you can't. Those bottled waters are so heavy. If you scan them and then you set it on the, if you don't set it on there, the alarm goes off. It say, hey, da 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 da. So I put the whole thing on the scale. It should have went. That's too heavy because it only ran one bottled water, but there was six. So once again, I'm just saying, it's not my fault. I didn't know. It still cost me a few $100, but yeah, I'm not walking out of there anymore getting a five-finger discount on some Avion water accidentally. Hola, what's up, Sam and Mary? How are you? Okay, let's see here. Shit. Whew. Oh yeah, congratulations. Sam and Mary have their own commercial space and they signed a lease on it. And they are now proud owners of a studio. And they can do whatever the fuck they want in there. Make some music, make a company. They can do whatever. It's their building. How cool is that? All right, so I've cut this now. Now I need to make the gap correct on this. Oh yeah, awesome. Hey, can you do me a favor, Mary? Can you send me the tracking number? You sent me some mics. Or let me know. I saw some stuff coming inbound. I think some stuff came in today, like in the morning, and I wasn't able to get out there. But let me know. Send me an email if you can. Keep me updated with that. And congratulations on the drums. You'll be having some ribbon mic mayhem, I'm sure. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to measure this. All right. Now we're going to cut the ribbon again. This foil is 2.5. Right. Let's put this expensive foil back where I can't fucking step on it or sit on it or ruin it. All right, it's time to corrugate. Give me a second, I'm gonna take a drink here. And if you want to help me out, I am a Topo Chico whore. In the comments, you can buy me a water or coffee. Even better, add me and then maybe even become a member. If you could, that'd be great. I plan to do some really cool stuff with the peeps that are on my membership. I know them all. It's a cool, eclectic group of people from all over the world. We have England, up in the Northwest, Sam and Mary. Out to Palmdale, Lancaster, Mr. Juan Hernandez. Joey in the Netherlands. I'm missing someone. What's up, Steve? Yeah. So give me a second. We're gonna be corrugating this now. Sure, get that good. Let me get my light game on. Talk amongst yourself for a second. I'm gonna remove this foil from the tape. There's two pieces I have to cut off that foil. I did not cut them. Shit. Yeah, man. Topo Chico. When I get down about halfway in the bottle, I spike it with some fancy cherry soda made out of cane sugar. It's totally illegal. I don't know why, I just do it. But I mean, if you drink the soda by itself, it's so fucking sweet. I know it's still going in me, even if I cut it with Topo Chico, but at least it's not like drinking. I mean, it's so fucking good. I had a band come up from San Diego on Sunday to see the studio. And, you know, they were like cool kids, and they were just like, I said, you guys want some soda? I don't know, dude. I said, you'll like this. So I pour them all some cherry soda, and all their faces went like, what the fuck is this? Let me see that bottle. And they were just tripping out on how good it tasted. All right. Let's don't cut ourselves with a razor blade like we did last week. Let me get this. When the foil is cut on the tape, I mean, the foil's on the paper, it's just a fucking nightmare. Ah. Usually when I'm quiet, I'm tripping balls. Sorry about the sound. I always know there's a weird kind of thing. There it goes. You know, right? That boy said, oh my God, man. Oh my God. Yep. So fucking good, man. All right. Oh shit. Where'd it go? It doesn't matter. It's gone into the world of trash. Yep. Proofs in the drink. So Steve, we're doing a Nady RSM4. Badness, for sure. Oh my god, my tool game is a mess over here. Starting a record actually next week with a local artist named Michael Lemo. I've already done a lot of his records, but if you get a chance, go to Norm's Rare Guitars on YouTube or go on their Instagram. He does the guitar of the day usually. His name is Michael Lemo. So I've done a bunch of his records, and he's coming in next week to start another one, which I'm fucking stoked about. Alright, so let's see if we can get this right. That is the foil that I just cut out that is just fucking, if you look at it, it's gonna rip. Oh shit, hold on. I'm blowing it too. Alright. Oh moly. Did it. But we're not out of the woods yet. Now we have to stretch the ribbon. Oh boy. I know, right, Steve? I mean, people don't know unless you try it. It doesn't make any sense. Dude, after you have that, like cherry Pepsi or cherry Coke, it's just a different thing. You know, matter of fact, there was a time, I mean, I did my best to stop drinking Coke, but I realized that I just didn't feel good after. It's so weird. Like, my whole life was around Coca-Cola, and I don't drink Diet Coke. But it was really strange. Like, I felt totally kind of fucked up after I'd have some Coke. And then I went to Pepsi, and I like cherry Pepsi, but it's the same thing. Like, after a while, it just does not taste that good. Except I will say, McDonald's Coke, they get the right blend on that. But yeah, or if you go to mom and pop like Jim's Burger, and they fucking have cranked the fucking syrup versus the ratio of carbonation, man. You're talking. You're fixing the deck. But yeah, those are rare and hard to find. All right, so now I have to stretch the ribbon because that's one of the biggest issues I think happens. I know, right? What happens is, I think when you get these made in China, all the fucking mics, they're doing them so fast, whether it's done on a machine or someone doing them. If you don't stretch the ribbon, let's say I just cut this ribbon right here. This one right here. If I install this in the ribbon, and let's say even I'm kind of semi-stretching it out, it's like an accordion. So right now I've corrugated it and it's like that. If I stretch it out and put it in the ribbon, it's moving around. The first time the wind hits it, or a word or a drum set, it'll open up and it's never going to go back because it never was stretched out. So what I do is I stretch it out, and then it sits in there in a good position. So as sound pressure hits it, it'll move, but it'll come back to its original form and stay longer. The ribbon will last longer. So I don't think do it, but you know what we're gonna do? Now that you guys got me talking about that, I'm gonna fucking get a drink. Hold on. Hold it now. So, the soda in question is right here. Oh my god. That's gonna be going in me right now. I love it. Black cherry, cane sugar. That is a winning drink. Hold on. Holy moly. That is just fucking good. It's kind of like you guys are all hanging out at my house. I mean, now I'm really like, no disrespect. I don't take it for granted. Anyone's even here watching me do this shit. It's ended up being kind of fun to interact with people while I'm just doing something I had to do anyways. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for the support. And if I wouldn't have done these lives, man, I wouldn't have met Paul, Joey, you know, a lot of the cats in there, Steve. But I met Steve in person. I know Steve. I can't remember where the origin is. Is it here or is it Instagram? All right, so we're going to just open this up. So I'm stretching it now, but I don't want to rip it in half. Okay. You can feel it kind of not buckle, but like arrive at a moment where it's like, oh, come on. Are you going to stick to that? Well, that stuck to that. I'll have to figure that out later. Alright. So this is... Yeah, I mean... Luckily enough, and one reason I've upped the ante on doing this, man, I plan to launch my own ribbon mic. And if I'm going to talk, I got to walk the walk. If I'm going to sit here and tell you fucking get my ribbon mic because it sounds fucking sick, I don't know what the cost is yet. It's getting all made in Southern California. And even some guy went on, like, when I said that, he's like, shit, California. I don't know, whatever. He said, like, dude, it's just fucking pride. It would be awesome to have it all made where you live. I happen to live in California. If I lived in Texas, I'd want it to be made in Dallas or wherever I was in Texas or Utah. I want to be made, okay, fucking Salt Lake City. Have it be made in Ogden, you know, Park City. But luckily enough, being out here in LA, oh, we got a question. Let's see. Pseudomems. One specialty soda that's good. That's means curiosity cola. Oh wow! I should check. You know, there's a few places in LA, even down on York Boulevard, that have specialties, and I'm gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go visit that stuff. I mean, when you get like green apple soda or something weird like that. When I was a kid, and this is something that's like, unless you're old, you wouldn't know. There was a company called Delaware Punch, which was just fucking good, man. And Hawaiian Punch tasted different than it does now. But man, Delaware Punch, Hawaiian Punch, and the only thing that kind of grosses me out now when I think about it is Sunny Delight. When I was a kid, I loved Sunny Delight, but now that I think about it, it was kind of like a thick, syrupy kind of thing. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that was, and they gave it to us. You know what I mean? Like, is Sunny Delight even out there? Are people still buying that? It was the weirdest, like, sweet drink that was like, you know, 10% like oil or something, man. It was the weirdest fucking drink. All right. Enough of that. Let's see what we got here. Some of my ribbons corrugated. That's looking pretty good. I got my shit talking game on. After that drink of the soda, I feel a little bit better. Honestly, I feel slightly kind of fucking, you know, if I was a battery, it would be like battery low would go off and you'd be like at like 16%, you know? Speaking of that, I'm gonna unplug this. Yeah, and I just oh man, it's been a long fucking day. But I have to come in and make progress on this kind of shit. People send me their stuff, and I gotta work on it. Not that it's like, woe is me. I'm just saying, like, I got a certain amount of time in the day. My wife's home today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, I gotta go out to another studio. I started a record. I was gonna start a record on Friday coming up, but now it looks like if Lemo's record comes through, that's gonna be sick. Because I know his whole band, and it's just good times. Greg Coates is the bass player. Super sick guy. Right? Hawaiian Punch was just fucking different. It was so good too. And there's a drink in Hawaii when I lived out there. I don't know what it was called. It's still a popular drink, but man, it's like a passion fruit. It just, man, when you get those soda, even root beers, if you get some, not the typical like A&W, but if you get some boutique root beers and ginger ales, man, really, really delicious stuff, man. All right, let's tap this in one more time. There's something weird. What is that? Oh, it's just the water. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Now that looks like a lot worse than it is, but hold on a second. Shit. I think that Q-tip is going. Dude, thank you so much, man. So Steve just mentioned he used my MXL today. Dude, that meant a lot, man. Can you tag me and put some pictures if you can, if you can do that? I mean, I can't tell you enough on how that makes me more happy than anything when people get to use them and they really fucking love them. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for sharing that. I don't always assume, man. I mean, really, if there's something wrong, you can write me and say, Manny, what the fuck? Let me know. I'll take care of you. Whatever I have to do to make you happy, man. But thank you. That's awesome news. I think I need another pack of Q-tips. Hold it now. Hold it now. Well, Steve, thanks for sharing that, man. I'm grateful for that. I'm glad you're happy. Let that set for a second, and then it's a little bit crooked. I don't have to get this one as straight, but I just want to get in the ballpark. It's got a weird little feel to it right now. I don't like it. Hokey pokey. Alright, that's good. So that's the ribbon I've installed. It's not fully done yet. I got a little bit of I'm not gonna hold it up to look at if I'm straight. I'm pretty positive I got that in the middle. I'm not sure about that, but I don't worry about that side until this side is locked down. I don't blow on it too much too because it's not tensioned yet. So I just want to get this side locked in correct. You know what I'm trying, man? That scared the hell out of me. Working with a flathead fucking sucks. Alright. I'm not going down all the way because I may have to move that side. And I don't have any problems. But I gotta do it soon because it looks like that alcohol is fucking coming off. I used 91% alcohol because for a while I had the 100% up because I was doing coals. But I just realized that 91% has enough of a cut of water or whatever they use that gives me enough time where the alcohol isn't just evaporating. So it's a little bit of a bitch when it evaporates too quick. Even though you think 100% alcohol would be the best, it limits how much time I have to fucking make the ribbon go left to right or do whatever I want to do to it. Now that I've gotten both in, I can do a little bit tighter. Actually, I'll go all the way. I mean, this is soft. They're soft screws, and you don't want to strip them out. You just little by little tighten them up. It's actually a microphone, but thank you for, you know. All right, so that looks pretty good. So now that's locked in. Just see if we can get it better. Sorry, I have to move the camera around because I'm trying to get the best position to do this. Okay, let me hold to the light. I know it's crooked, but let me just see what's going on here. Alright, that's good. It's an illusion. Alright. I think we're gonna go with that. Alright. I like it. So let's see if we can put in the next bracket without having the ribbon go to fucking hell. The most important thing is when I lay down this bracket the first time that I don't put it down tight because it'll twist the ribbon left to right. And then you have to, without seeing it, and those are just freeballing it, you have to put it in above the screws. I'm looking at the camera, but I'm looking over the camera's shoulder. It's a little bit more difficult to do that way. Usually if the camera wasn't there, my face or my head would be exactly where the iPhone is. But to the most part, I think I got it. I actually shouldn't have said that. Let me knock on wood, because that means bad's gonna happen. Like the screw is gonna fly out of my hand, crush the ribbon, and I'll have to do it all again. I've celebrated way too early so many times. Like I'll be going somewhere with my wife or doing something. I'm like, I'm fucking so good, and then like the razor blade flies out of my hand and flies into the magnet and rips the ribbon apart. I'm just like, oh fuck. And what can you do? I can only get mad at myself. It's sad. When you fuck up and it's just you, that's the worst. Like if you have your car and you're doing some stupid shit and you wrecked it, you know it's your fucking fault. I used to have a Volkswagen and it was raining and I was in Albini and there's this one corner that you take it, and I don't know, I was only 18 years old. I took that corner, gave it a little bit of gas, lost control of the Volkswagen, and on the other side of that turn was a street that went down a hill, and then I gave it gas, I lost control, went right, went left, went right, and then when I went left, I went down the hill, over the sidewalk into a tree. And then I was just like, you fucking idiot. It was you. It was my own fucking fault. I gassed it. I wanted to peel out a little bit in my Volkswagen, and I munched it. And then when my dad asked me what happened, oh, I just lost control. Oh, mijo, let's get that fixed. Thanks, Dad. That's the true story. My dad passed away about 17 years ago, I guess. That's crazy. So I'm putting my finger there to not have the screwdriver fuck up the ribbon. So now that this one's in, I am going to go tight on this, and then I'll do tight the other one. Not so tight, but just kind of get it in there. Let me get my light game going on. I'm just doing that in the dark. No need to do that. You got a light. Just fucking see what you're doing. Don't fuck it up. Whenever you do shit like this, and you're like, fuck it, that's when you make a mistake. Just do what you do that you always do, and just try to do it right. Be diligent on stupid shit like getting the light right. No reason to put a screw in the dark. Have the screwdriver slip out of your hand and then rip the ribbon apart. I'm telling you, I know this because I've done this. And like the Volkswagen, I can only be mad at myself because I knew better. Alright. Holy moly. Well, that looks fucking dynamite. Alright. Well, that's better than that weird fading rusted ribbon. Now, I have to get this piece right here that's hanging out because that's going to fuck up the ground. And that's the other problem. Because I didn't make this mic, sometimes these little areas aren't tight. It came off. Thank you. Thank you, ribbon guys. I've done it before where I go to pull that and you can see the ribbon tweak and then it just fucking fucks up the whole ribbon. And the reason I had to get rid of that is because that is positive and that is the ground. And that ribbon, if it's hanging over both of them, then the mic's not going to work. All right, so now here's the fun part. Now I've got to put the screens back on it. And then I can seal it up and that mic is done. Mr. Friedman's mic. So this is just regular normal Joe package tape, which I'll be honest with you, it's what the Chinese use and fucking lasts forever. Totally plastic against metal. It's never gonna fucking come off unless you take it off. That's why when I replace it with these, I'm confident that at least that screen's gonna stay on until someone removes it. And if you're wondering what this is, it's a ribbon microphone. That is the ribbon. When that moves and vibrates, it makes sound, goes into electricity, and then into the transformer. Some black magic shit. I have no fucking idea, except I like them. I like the way they sound. So I have my razor blades for these duties. Oh shit. Dummy. It's late. Wait. As I say that. See, that's the kind of shit starts to happen when it gets too late. Thank God the ribbon's already installed, but I don't want to fuck it up now. Come on, get it together. We're almost there. I can see the finish line. We're like, how many minutes we're into this? We're at 93 minutes. Oh my God, dude. Am I gonna ever be able to get this done in a fucking hour? Hoochie poochie. This screen isn't for sound. It's literally to keep the ribbon inside the transducer. So if a gust of wind hits it or whatever is doing it, it keeps it so the ribbon doesn't bounce outside of that. Strictly all it's doing. All right. Hoochie poochie. Let's do the other side. I'm gonna get a new tape. I think I fucked up this one. No. How did I not do that? Do this one? Alright, let's do it. Well, we've cut it down to two. Two peeps watching this. Holy cows, that's a good magnet. Oy. All right. Now this is where we got into that point where the screws didn't match the number of holes. So, let's just see what we got first. No worries. I mean, I have that service too, so it'll come in. I just want to make sure that I'm going down there tomorrow. I think I have plans to go down there almost every day because things are coming in. So, let's see here. Oh, it's too big, obviously. shit, what's going in? Because there was a fucking hole there. There was screws already in there. Alright. Alright, that's tight. So we have one available. What do I do with that? Jeez. Ooh. What's up, Sam? The train went by when we took stuff to the studio. We can... Missed the question. Fuck yeah. Alright, so we had this weird 2 screws taken out of the transducer to put this in. So let me just see what we got here, what's gonna fit. This mic came with 2 missing screws that they kind of split the difference from the transducer to the head basket. So we're gonna see if these are gonna fit. That does it. Yes, I can fit. Oh shit, it's off. Alright, motherfucker. You are off. Yep, I didn't listen to my own technique is don't tighten them all down until you got all 3 in and then tweak that motherfucker. Alright, so we get the last one. I can do it. It's not pretty, but it'll do. Alright. There you go. It's not a beauty contest. Just gotta work. As they say in France, this is how we do it. Thanks, Sam. Man, please keep me posted and tag me on Instagram if you got my OGMC lined up and my Manny's mic. I love seeing when people are using the mics. Makes me happy. If I seem a little low energy, my battery just went down the fucking drain. Thank God I got that ribbon in because I feel totally defeated, totally wore out. All I can think about is, oh my God, man, fucking getting to bed and sleeping. I wake up most times at 6 in the morning, but my wife's not working, so I think I can sleep until 8, and that's a big deal. All right, we're gonna, you know what we do? This is how we do it. It's crooked. Oh, there you go. Holy cows. Fuck yeah. I love it. Well, that is one of my favorite lollipops. And now with this new ribbon in it, sounds fucking incredible. Do yourself a favor. Try to look for them. These are called RSM4s by Nady, and they're just fucking hard to find. You know, I've seen these. I bought these between $20, and I think I paid $100. But I paid $100 when it was like, you know, two, and you didn't want to budge, and it was like, you know, $200. You gotta buy two of them. It's okay. I have friends that would need mics like this, so I'd pick them up for them. Okie dokie. Well, that's all she wrote. I think I'm done for the day. I've got to go out to the desert tomorrow to really wonderful studio out there. They have a Studio B that's located in Indio, and I'll be doing that. Hey man, have a good night. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Steve. Thank you, Mary and Sam. And make sure I didn't miss any questions here. The Absurdist, thank you, boss. Logan is on YouTube. Fuck yeah. All right, man, I'm out of here.